All right, so today I'm going to be doing a product review video, and I like doing these product review videos. It kind of gives me a break from all the automotive stuff that I do, but particularly I love doing reviews on coolers. And if you check out my channel at all, look at my product review playlist, you'll see I do a lot of product reviews on Yeti coolers. Love Yeti coolers, love the quality of them, and have a lot of fun doing those type reviews. This review is also going to be on a cooler, but it's not a Yeti. And this is a cooler from a company called Akaso, A-K-A-S-O, Akaso. And Akaso, I guess they've seen my Yeti product review videos, and they reached out to me and said, hey, John, we want you to do a review on our cooler, and we want you to show it off, review it, and we want you to compare it to a Yeti cooler. And I said, okay, that's a pretty confident statement, but I started doing some research on the Akaso Backpack Cooler, which is what's in this box right here. And this thing is pretty well rated on Amazon. So it's got, it's a new product, so it only has about 75 plus reviews at the time I'm filming this video, and 4.7 out of 5 stars. So 4.7 out of 5 stars is a pretty high rating over 75 plus reviews. So that got my attention a little bit. The other thing that caught my attention was the price. And at the time, again, of filming this video, price of this cooler is 169 bucks. And there's a little box there on the Amazon page that you can click, give you an instant $25 off. So that drops the price point down even more. And let me tell you, you guys know you can't touch the Yeti Backpack Cooler. It's 399 bucks, and these things, Yeti stuff never goes on sale. So less than half the price, high customer reviews, and from what everybody says about it, they love it. The people who buy it seem to really, really like it. So when Akaso reached out to me and said, hey, will you do a product review on our cooler and compare it to a Yeti? After looking at the customer reviews on Amazon and the price point, I said, absolutely, I'm in. 2 reasons in addition to that why I love doing cooler comparisons, particularly because there's always a lot of ice and there's always a lot of cold beer involved. How can you go wrong with that? All right, so let's get this Akaso Backpack Cooler out of this box and let's check it out. All right, so here's the cooler out of the box, and first impressions are I just really like the color combinations of the black and gray. Looks really, really sharp. You do get a user's manual and a Akaso Go Club card and some lubrication probably for the zippers. That was inside the cooler. And this thing's a beast. It's pretty big, and it's much bigger than I thought it was. I don't know, I guess the box made it look smaller, but it's a good size cooler, and it looks really, really good. All right, so let's walk around this thing and let me show you guys the features of this cooler. And this is the back side of it, and the back side has got these really heavy-duty, what I call daisy chains that you can hook stuff to. And check out that stitching in there. Really heavy-duty stitching. I doubt you're ever gonna wear that out or break that. You've also got this kind of elastic place here that you can put stuff in, but that's a nice little feature to have. Check this out, a built-in bottle opener. Can't have a cooler without a bottle opener close by, right? So there it is, they give you one right there with it. The other thing I noticed about the cooler is just a very rugged exterior. I really like the way that feels. All these seams here are welded seams, and looks just really well built, high quality item. All right, here's the side of the cooler, and on the side you have a carrying strap, and I have pretty big hands, and that carrying strap fits my hands pretty well. That's a nice feature because oftentimes these little straps like this are just really small and I can get like 3 fingers in there, but this one, I can get my whole hand in there and pick this cooler up and lug it around. Also got some heavy-duty stitching there, and this is really cool, a side pocket. It's mesh, so it's not designed to be waterproof or anything like that, but nice little feature there. So this is the other side of the cooler, and it looks exactly the same way. It gives you another mesh pocket, so that's 2 mesh pockets, and again, another carrying strap right there. So this is the bottom of the cooler, and I'm showing you the bottom of the cooler because it is reinforced and it does feel really good. And this thing is, at least in my case, is going to take quite a lot of abuse. And the bottoms always have to be pretty tough. You can see another welded seam there, and it feels really rigid and feels really, really good on the bottom. And then of course on this side are the backpack straps, and these things also feel heavy duty. You've got a nice mesh backing here, which will help keep you cool when carrying this thing on your back. You've got a chest strap if you opt to use that, and quite a bit of adjustability there in these backpack straps. So that is pretty cool, pretty nice as well. And again, everything just feels really well made, really durable, and looks like it's going to be a really tough cooler. All right, so here's the top of the cooler, and again, you've got a nice big carrying handle right here. And again, like I said, I've got pretty good sized hands, and that thing easily fits my hands. Some really good reinforced stitching, welded seams, and then you flip this open, and don't discount this right here, but see the size and thickness of that insulation. That's really going to help keep whatever you put inside the cooler cold. All right, so here's the inside of the cooler, and it's kind of probably hard to visualize how deep this thing is on the video, but once I fill it up with beer, you'll get an idea. And on the actually on their website, they actually have a picture. One of the Amazon pictures of this cooler says it can hold 36, and it has a little Bud Light on there, so 36 Bud Lights. So we'll put that to the test and see how many it can hold, but lots of room in there. All right, so the last thing I want to show you on the cooler is this zipper, and that is what I call a welded zipper. And this cooler is advertised as being waterproof, and we will put that to the test as well. All right, so that's the overview of the cooler and its features and functions, and it's really nice cooler. I really like it. Like I said, you can't feel it on the video, but it feels like a really high quality product and feels really thick. The insulation is really thick, and apparently it has 5 layers of insulation. But let's move on to the fun part of the review and fill this thing up with beer and ice. I'll get my Yeti Flip 18 and we'll do the same with that. Let's look at first some of the capacities of this cooler, and then we'll fill them up with equal amounts, I think 15 beers a piece and 10 pounds of ice, and see how they do. All right, Jake, can't be in the video, buddy. I got the bags of ice out, and he knows that sound, and he came over here to check him out, because that dog, he loves ice. But anyway, so I've got 10 pounds of ice there. I've got the Akaso cooler there. I've got my Yeti Flip 18 here, and another 10 pounds of ice there. All right, so I want to show you this real quick, because each cooler is only going to have 15 beers, and this has the Akaso cooler is holding all 30 right now with room to go, and probably enough room for a 10-pound bag of ice. And that's a pretty impressive carrying capacity. Obviously a much bigger cooler than the Flip 18, but still, for a backpack cooler, that thing's got some capacity, and I really like that about it. All right, so I got 15 beers in the Yeti Flip 18, and I've got 15 in the Akaso Backpack Cooler, and you can see just how roomy that thing is. But let's get these things filled up with ice, and then we'll seal them up. All right, so there's both coolers, 15 beers apiece, 10 pounds of ice in each cooler, zipped up and sealed. And I'm gonna leave them right here in my backyard, which North Georgia, this time of year in the summer, we're getting about 90-degree days, so partial sun during the day, and they are gonna be exposed to quite a bit of heat. I don't have a thermometer. This isn't a very scientific comparison. My cooler reviews are basically when the ice is gone and there's just water left, we're done. Let's move on to the next topic. And I honestly think the Akaso cooler is going to hold its weight, hold its own with the Yeti, and we'll see how it goes. So today is Thursday, August 12th. It's about 7:15 p.m. and I'll check them every 24 hours, because the Akaso claim is 72 hours to keep something cold in the cooler. All right, so here's 24 hours later, and it's not exactly 24 hours later, but pretty close. We got 6:25 p.m., August 13th, and these things have been out here in 90+ degree heat all day, and the sun was on them a good part of the day. Let's see how they held up. All right, so here's the Yeti, and I can hear that there's still some ice in there, and there's some ice and beer. All right, so look at the Akaso cooler. To me, more ice than the Yeti cooler, but I can actually feel how cold they are, and I'm gonna zip them back up. So this is 24 hours, and again, 90+ degrees. All right, so I got both coolers zipped back up, and man, I'm actually pretty impressed with the Akaso cooler and how much ice it had left. It definitely had more ice than the Yeti, but 24 hours into it. Let's see what happens at 48 hours. All right, so we are 48 hours into the ice challenge, and it is about 6:30, August 14th, Saturday. Let's check out these coolers, see if they got any ice left. All right, so it's been 48 hours, but it's been 90+ degrees, and these things have taken a beating. And there's the Yeti. The water is actually really cold still. And the Akaso cooler, nothing but water, no ice left. But actually, you may not believe me, but this is actually colder, to be honest with you, than this water here. All right, so we got the family involved here, and there's Jake, and this is my wife, Kelly. And she has got an instant read thermometer to measure the temperature of each cooler, because I think the Akaso cooler is colder than the Yeti, but let's see. All right, so 60.4 in the Yeti, 60.3, and one more time, Akaso. Yeah, it's colder. 56, 56.5, 56.3. I can't believe that. So the Akaso cooler, after 48 hours and 90+ degree heat, is cooler water temperature than the Yeti cooler. That actually really surprises me. All right, so we got the Bud Lights out of here, and you can see there's a little bit of water in here, and one of the things I want to do is test this zipper. So I'm going to zip this thing up because they claim that it's waterproof. Let's see if it is. All right, so here's the cooler upside down with that water in it, and I can't imagine a situation where you would have this much water in the cooler and it would be upside down. But just to test the waterproofness of the zipper, looking pretty good. And there's water probably about up to here on the cooler. Pretty dry there. Check this side. Yeah, nothing. So the zipper seems to be holding really well as far as their claim that it's waterproof. All right, so moved inside because it was starting to rain on us, but I really think the Akaso cooler is a pretty solid cooler. I cannot believe that it held its weight with a Yeti cooler. So as far as durability goes, won't know that one for a little while. I've got to put this thing through its paces and got to test it out and use it and just see how it holds up. But it looks good, it feels good, and for the price, again, less than half of what a Yeti backpack cooler will cost you, I don't think you can really go wrong. All right, so if you have any interest in purchasing this cooler, or even just learning a little bit more about it, reading some of the customer reviews on the Amazon website, I'll put a link in the description box below. Really appreciate you checking out the video. Thank you for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.